You know, I said this is a Dirty Friday on steroids, and Sully, I really mean it today because, I mean, we have really hit the pinnacle. This morning we have Robert Klein in the studio playing at Cobbs Comedy Club. You know what? You know you've got a great comic in the studio when other comics hang around to meet you.
Oh, that's very nice. But I am concerned. There's a lot of talk about steroids. I'm more concerned with steroids and comedy.
Steroids and comedy?
Yeah. Did you see Carlin, that last HBO? Bulked up, baby. Bulked up.
He looked a little bigger.
No, you think Gilbert Gottfried got that way normally? That's roid rage. It's roid rage.
It's roid rage, isn't it?
Robin Williams, no comment. Okay? The only straight one is Carrot Top because he's gone into politics. He's got to be straight.
Really? Carrot Top's going into politics?
He's a Republican. He's going to explain his religion like Mitt Romney did. But you see, when Jesus comes, wait a minute, you know, toughie. That's a toughie. I think that's appalling. A guy has to explain anything. Great to be here. I'm doing Cobbs because I'm working on HBO special number 9, and when I write the new stuff, I go to the intimate venues. You know, I was in Atlanta last weekend, and Boston the week before, and this week coming home to San Francisco.
Nice. You have a couple of shows tonight at Cobbs Comedy Club on Columbus Avenue, another show at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Right.
Now, what was the first time you ever performed in San Francisco?
1967, October, at the Hungry Eye.
On Broadway?
Club. Well, on Broadway. Yeah, I never realized
I think it was on Broadway.
Yes, and then I think it became the Pink Pussycat Cafe. And it was mostly gynecological. But, you know, a lot of things have, a lot of culture has fallen down on this. Ever since Rocky climbed the steps of the Philadelphia Art Museum, and instead of going inside to see a few paintings, he went, with his arms up, and that was it.
Now,
no, it's great. It's a wonderful city.
We were talking a bit about the Tonight Show off the air, and I just read something earlier on today before the show. Not only were you a regular guest with Johnny Carson on the Tonight Show, and you still do Leno and Letterman,
right?
But you used to co-host the show every once in a while. Is that right?
Not co-host, substitute host. These boys don't. They're afraid someone's going to be behind them. These guys don't take a day off.
They don't take a day off now.
You know, at a certain point in his career, Johnny was working about 32 weeks a year.
Yeah.
And there would be guest hosts. And I did it probably a couple of dozen times, roughly. He was great, though. You know, he made careers. If you worked hard in preparing your spot, he would be so generous in his laughter, which isn't always true of comedians, you know.
Yeah.
He was great that way. He was, you know, I saw him like crashed a few times drunk, which was quite. He used to go to Rodney's Club all the time.
Really? Is that right?
I'll tell you. You know, you cannot walk home. You understand? An argument. His driver was there. He lived at the UN Plaza, like about 12 blocks south.
Yeah.
And a one-way street north. And he wanted to walk home, Johnny, and he could barely stand up. He said, I'll tell you, you cannot walk home. He said, shut up or I'll deck you. What do you mean deck you? What are you, John Wayne? And then he had the driver. He insisted on walking. He had the driver go slowly backwards down. This is a story I've never told. Maybe I should shut up.
That's when you know you're drunk, when you get the driver to go backwards down the street.
Well, Rodney had the guy. He said, keep an eye on him, all right?
Yeah.
And he walked. I mean, I guess he needed the fresh air. But he was, you know, I owed so much to him. The other thing is my affiliation with HBO. And I think, you know, I have it here. I have a new collection, Perfect Stocking Stuffer.
Yes, it is.
It will distend the stocking.
The HBO specials. Is this every HBO special you've done?
That's correct. I've done 8 of them. I did the first one they ever did at Haverford College in 1975. And it's called the Robert Klein, the HBO Specials, 1975 to 2005. And you see me go from embryonic to geezer in one little collection.
You know, it's funny. We were looking at the pictures. Whatever happened to your rainbow?
Yeah, the 1975
sweater that you had.
I got a little, you know, reputation for wearing colorful sweaters. It was color TV, after all. I go way back. I thought it was radio. They tricked me. It was,
you had the rainbow sweater on.
I used to wear saddle shoes in the early days.
Yeah.
Second one was at NYU. I always did them at colleges. The third one was at Yale, where I went to graduate school. But then I did Broadway, and every one of them I did I Can't Stop My Leg at the end. You know, this last one, we did it in Spanish. No puedo parar mi pierna. And we had salsa dances, but usually it's the blues, you know. I can't stop my leg. And if your audience can't see my leg, but it is going, you can attest to that. And that and more at Cobbs Comedy Club.
2 shows tonight, 1 show tomorrow
Still
night.
P.T. Barnum in disguise.
You're not talking about your third leg, are you?
You know,
Goodness.